Yeah, your buddy, former teammate of yours with the Florida Panthers, Tom Fitzgerald. He was because of course New Jersey. He was asked some questions. They got the number 10 pick. That's right after the Calgary Flames. He was asked, "So what are you thinking about number 10?" Here's Tom Fitzgerald taking a break from the combine yesterday.
Oof.
If we feel it helps us now and in the foreseeable future, then yes, I'm listening, said Fitzgerald. I haven't gotten anything yet, but the more I talk to teams, I say, listen, I'm open to moving number 10, but it's going to have to be something significant, paraphrasing. And he was pressed about, okay, so then if it's going to be, if you're going to be moving and it needs to be a significant deal, then what kind of is there a positional need or something that I'm in the goalie market talking to teams, he said, but there's a but, and the but is how do we want to build our team? We'd like to add up front. We'd like to add on the back end. So what are those pieces going to cost us? With the goaltending, what's that going to cost us? Does the number 10 pick get you that type of player that you can add to the group? It's easy to say, go get so-and-so, and then you build from there. But there are some guys who have different contracts. So how are those players going to reprice that? There's a lot to it. But yes, the focus is on finding that goaltender.
Jeez.
So I'd move 10.
Only, yeah.
I would move the 10th overall pick, and the focus is to get a goaltender.
Oh, boys, please let this happen.
Are you hockey gods? Are you praying?
Sweet baby Jesus, hockey gods.
Sweet dear Lord, baby Jesus.
I mean, we've gone down the road of a Markstrom, New Jersey trade. Everyone knows that. We don't know the principal pieces. Everyone wants to say, oh, it was this, it was that. We don't know. We asked Drager the other day, said, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not comfortable publicly saying what I think it might have been. We don't know what was on the table. But would you be okay with a framework that had number 10 coming to Calgary and Jacob Markstrom going to the New Jersey Devils? Who would say no to that at this point?
As far as we're concerned, no one.
The Devils might say, that's a little rich. We think we can get a really good player at 10. You said, okay, cool. How about a half price last year of Andrew Mangiapane to play on your third line? $2.8 million, half price.
I wonder, could you argue that the Flames would say, well, we'll do it for the 10, but we need a sweetener?
Well, that probably means you're close, right? If both sides think they need a little more, that probably is the sign of a fair deal. If you could get a second pick in the top 15, I really, really like this draft for just, we talked about the draft starts at 2, from 2 to 12, it's just full chaos. Like you don't know who's going to be there, who's not. Imagine if you could get Teach and one of those top 5 defensemen. Imagine you can get Caden Lidstrom slide to you because someone goes early on Teach and a defenseman. Imagine you can get Berkeley Catton, piles up points, and a defense.
Yes, well, this is if
just
we could get Sid and Connor to come here, it would be great too. But what's reality?
No, I'm just saying that 9 and 10. The reality is that's what you're looking at.
I know, but Boom's point and my point are, we're all in it. But is Markstrom worth 10?
Well, Boom said the Flames have asked for more, so that tells
me I'm throwing it out there.
No.
I would think you'd have to add to Markstrom to get 10.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
Boom, you're just throwing it out there, but what's your thoughts on what you threw out there?
I feel like it would be close, right? I think for both sides. I mean, Fitzgerald can say whatever he wants. Oh, does it fit? Is this around? Listen, this is aside from Allmark, maybe. Who else are you getting that's going to address that need and give you the net minding you need? It's 2 years, but still, it's 2 years.
Yeah, but that's
perfect for that.
You can also play with that a little bit, can't you? Because if we're eating money,
well, I don't know if you eat.
That's going to cost you more if it's going to eat, right?
That's the point I'm making. Yeah. If I don't know if he's that well, I don't know. Maybe I'm out to lunch.
Well,
I think Markstrom gets you 10.
I think the challenge is that organizations across the board value goaltending very differently. Like the Carolina Hurricanes would never part with a number 10 overall for a goalie. They just say, no, like we'll pull someone off the scrap heap and bet on a bounce back. We'll buy low on guys. We don't value the position. We're never spending more than X. That's just their organizational philosophy. On the other side, you saw a team like Dale Talon, when he ran the Panthers, said, I'm going to spend $10 million a year. And this is like a half decade ago, longer than that, on Bobrovsky, a guy who was very good, but not the best goalie in the game.
Wow. At that time, I think he won the Vezina.
He had 2 Vezinas. He's still the only guy, I think, with 2 active with 2 Vezinas. But it wasn't like you were getting an elite goalie for sure. But that number was like, whoa, in free agency. Whew. So I think there are some teams out there, Dino, that would say, okay, where we're at in our life cycle, number 10, the need for a goalie, we would do it. I just don't know where the Devils are at. They're kind of more analytically driven. They're owned by some hedge fund guys. They have a strong data department. Those are the teams that tend to value goaltending less.
But we know they were already in.
They were already in on Markstrom.
Right? So I think it's easier to try and estimate what their interest level would be, knowing that they were close on a deal already.
Yeah.
And just thinking of a deal that was similar, I was thinking, where was Corey Schneider in his career? Because he was traded in 2013. It was the 9th overall pick.
Horvat.
Vancouver trades Corey Schneider to New Jersey and drafted Bo Horvat with that first round pick.
Yeah.
Now Schneider, I was just looking here. I think he was 26, 27.
And he was stuck behind Luongo in a sense. You felt like something had to shake loose there, because I think that was before Luongo left. It was Torts that benched Luongo for the indoor-outdoor game, and then he was out of there.
Yeah, I don't remember necessarily.
That was the last draw for Luongo. Yeah.
But Schneider didn't go into the net for that game, did he? I thought it was Eddie Lack.
No. That was my point, is that Schneider got moved before that, and then soon after, it was the Luongo was pissed off by Torts. He asked.
Anyway, so.
That's good comp, though.
A number 1 guy has been traded for a top 10 pick. It doesn't feel crazy. Sometimes you hear these things like, wow, that's because we know that they were close in the first place and we wondered, do you circle around prior to the draft? Well, we're prior to the draft. And it would seem like that would be the type of an asset that the Flames would covet for sure.
I think it's a great fit for both sides. You look at the Devils, if they get Jacob Markstrom level goaltending for the last third of the season, they're a playoff team. It's that simple. They had such bad net minding. I shouldn't even say the last third of the season. That deal that we heard was well before the trade deadline, was it not?
Okay. Yes. And sorry, I don't want to lose my train of thought, which I just did.
Do it.
Somebody's dragging their feet on this, because they've talked. Mm-hmm. They know there's interest on both sides. This has to have come up in conversation. Fitzgerald is not going to the media and throwing this out there, and Conroy going, what? Oh, I didn't know about that. I better call Fitzy.
Yeah.
So someone's dragging their feet, right?
Well, I mean, if we go back, we don't know here, but we speculate because that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Reckless and dangerous.
Yeah.
But the holdup may have been, we're going to have to eat some salary. Hey, Murray Edwards, we got 2 years and change at the time, but 2 years remaining on this contract.
Yeah.
We're going to have to spend some money for the guy not to play for us. And maybe the answer was, that's too much for too long. Would the answer still be, it's too much for too long, if you go back into the office and saying, here's a deal that is maybe better than we felt it was the first time? We're now, again, we didn't make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. If there was any kind of illusions that was going to happen when we looked at it at the trade deadline, that's now, there's 2 years left and we are what we are. We're picking 9th, and
for Christ's sakes, everybody's, and I'm not arguing with you, I'm just having a random thought. It's like, for Christ's sakes, everyone seems to know, other than, I don't want to be a putz, but downtown Calgary, that you have to compile a bunch of picks and make them good and have high-end players to turn this thing around fast.
Yeah. If at all, right? Like, never mind fast. Like, just to turn it around, period. You're going to have to hit on some high picks, lots of high picks.
What are we talking about?
And there's been swings and misses. There have been a lot of teams. We talked about the Flames. They had 3 1 year, 1 hit with Monahan. Boston had 3.
Were they top 10?
One hit with DeBrusk. But you've also had the Anaheim Ducks drafted Corey Perry and Ryan Getzlaf in the same first round.
Changed the organization.
And it changed it led to 1 cup. Yeah. Should have been more, maybe. But it turned things around.
And Markstrom's not leading to any cups in Calgary.
No,
not in the next 2 years of his career. Not here. No, I mean, elsewhere. Sure. Like, he's
the
still
only
a good
reason
goalie.
To me that you wouldn't do it is if you think there's if there's going to be a better deal. If you aren't sold on the 10th overall pick or the draft class, or you feel like you're going to bring Markstrom back in this year and he's going to play so well that you're going to get more than a top 10 pick.
Yeah. I think one of the other things too is like, okay, so deals don't just go like this. It takes a while and you go back and forth. And I think as you get closer to the draft, you're saying someone's dragging their feet, Rhett. I think there's also kind of a respect where you don't announce big trades during the final. You get through that. I'm not saying it's done. I'm not saying it's going to get done, but this is the month to get it done. Between now and the draft floor on the 28th is the only amount of time you'll have to acquire the 10th overall pick if you're anyone trying to get it off New Jersey. So tis the season. And if Murray Edwards is saying, I don't want to do this deal in January, February, you don't know where the Devils are picking. You might be worried that that's pick number 24 because they go on a heater with Markstrom. You know where that pick is, and you can go to your amateur draft and GM, get people and say, what is the caliber of this asset? And you have a much better idea than you would have in the winter, right? If it was a first on the table back then.
And how many teams are in the market?
For goalies, LA, Toronto, Jersey.
But in theory, right? Those are teams that need goalies. Whether or not they're prepared to spend a top 10 pick or something significant to go get this particular guy.
Those teams don't have top 10 picks, but they need goalies and they're in the market for goalies.
We don't know.
I think the Flames, if they're not doing that, and just envision Ullmark or someone going there.
Mm-hmm.
And Boston getting that pick and just licking their lips.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, they're sitting there holding the bag.
And then Iginla slides to 10, or the 6'7" Salayev slides to 10.
Whatever it is. Yeah. I think it's
this isn't Marty Necas where there's teams lining up. Markstrom, I think, is an attractive player. I think he's a difference maker for a team. But you don't have 10 teams in the league.
No, God, no. There's 3 or 4, right?
You've got 3, 4. On a best case, I feel like you maybe have 4. I don't think you turn this into a bidding war. I don't know that the Flames are in the driver's seat. I don't think they're in the best of the bargaining position.
Well,
because you need the guy to waive.
That was my next point. Yeah.
Right?
Like this, the whole Mitch Marner thing. He's basically said, yeah, we want to see out the end of the contract. If Markstrom says, I don't want to waive, I mean, you could be trying to get this done. And he's just like, you burnt me once. I'm not playing this game again with you guys.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.